Hi everyone! Today I'm going to present on the topic of biodynamic farming, specifically in the context of commercial vineyards for the purpose of winemaking. I will discuss the impacts to fruit/wine quality by biodynamic, organic, and conventional grape farming and enological techniques supported by peer-reviewed academic sources. And here is a lovely picture of some cow horns used in one of the biodynamic preparations. So what is biodynamic? Biodynamic is initially developed in 1924 and was part of the first organic agriculture movements. It was inspired and rooted in the work of philosopher Dr. Rudolf Steiner. Biodynamic farming could be applied to more than just grapes: rice, wheat, cows, horses, anything. Here's a picture of Demeter, the Greek goddess of harvest. The official organization that does all the biodynamic certifications named themselves Demeter. The idea behind biodynamics is that everything in the universe is interconnected. Believers of biodynamic viticulture strive to balance this connection between grapevines, man, earth, and celestial bodies. Followers believe that it could restore, maintain, and enhance ecological harmony. However, it is quite controversial since it is not just organic, but metaphysical. A lot of people are skeptical of the mystic aspects of the practice. So just like any other organic farming, biodynamic farming believes that there should be no manufactured additions such as pesticides. But what sets them different from the other organic farming is their unique calendar system and preparations. So biodynamic people base their farming activities on a lunar calendar devised by Maria Thun. This calendar divides days into 4 kinds: fruit days, root days, flower days, and leaf days. So according to this Maria Thun calendar, the fruit days will be the best days for harvesting grapes. The root days are ideal for pruning. The flower days, you should leave the vineyards alone. And on leaf days, those are ideal for watering plants. So a lot of people even believe this calendar system has an impact on wine tasting as well. So a lot of people would only taste wine on fruit days because those are supposed to be the auspicious days to drink wine and make your wine taste better. So they also do some weird preparations. So, of course, these are probably the most infamous parts of biodynamic system. So biodynamic system have 2 field preparations and 7 compost preparations, and they're numbered from 500 to 508. For example, preparation number 500 is to bury cow manure stuffed cow horns in your farm. And I showed a picture of that on the first page of my presentation. And preparation number 503 is to make chamomile sausage with small intestines from cattle. So some very controversial practices. So here I have a list of some famous biodynamic wines around the world. As you can see, biodynamic is thriving in the wine industry nowadays, and the price could vary from $10 per bottle to hundreds of dollars per bottle. So I personally think all the biodynamic preparations are ridiculous. So let's look at some academic sources together to see if all the preparations actually make a difference on our grapes/wine quality. So how is biodynamic different? So I found this paper that did a environmental evaluation using life cycle assessments on biodynamic farming versus organic farming practices and traditional farming practices. The study finds that just like any other organic vineyards, biodynamic vineyards have lower absolute yields and more disease problems. Therefore, it would be generally more expensive than non-organic vines. But just like any other organic farming practices, it does put less burden on the environment, so that would be something that farmers who are looking for sustainable practice may be looking for. So this other study I found, conducted near Ukiah, California in 1996 with a commercial Merlot vineyard with the biodynamic treatment group versus conventional organic farming group. The study was long-term and replicated 4 times with randomized, complete block design. The study finds that there were no significant difference in the soil quality in the first 6 years. However, after 6 years, biodynamically treated wine grapes had significantly higher Brix and notably higher total phenols and total anthocyanins. Biodynamic treatment had ideal vine balance for producing high-quality wine grapes, while the control organic farming vines were slightly overcropped. It actually sounds quite promising. So let's look at some more studies. This next study was conducted in Italy near the Emilia-Romagna region. It was conducted on some white, specifically Pignoletto and red Sangiovese grapes, berries, and wines. So it compares the levels of biogenic amines, anthocyanins, polyphenols, and antioxidant activities obtained following conventional, organic, and biodynamic agriculture and enological practices. However, unlike the previous study that we were talking about, there were no significant differences found. Last but not least, I have one more study that was conducted in Europe with a sample size of 31 that compares the instrumental taste profile, physiochemical parameters, total phenolic and odiphenol contents, and antioxidant activity on biodynamic, organic, and conventional grape juices, specifically purple grape juices produced in Europe. Unfortunately, again, there was no statistical difference. So, in conclusion, biodynamic farming seemed to have no significant improvements on fruit/wine quality. It sounds like biodynamic farming is just a crazier alternative to traditional organic farming. Should people do it? In my opinion, since it is an alternative to organic farming, although it is crazy, but it does still have all the benefits that organic farming brings. So for example, it would bring less burden on the environment. It would possibly have less pesticide residuals on your grapes and wine. And however, other than that, it does seem a little bit crazy considering all the cow manures you'll have to gather, the cow horns that you bury under your vineyard, and the chamomile or dandelion sausage that you have to prepare. But in my opinion, it does have a market and it seems to make some people happy. And most importantly, it does not harm your fruit/wine quality in any way, but is actually generally nicer on the environment than traditional farming practices. So I would say sure, go ahead. If the market calls for it, someone's going to provide the service and make the money. So yeah, hope everyone enjoyed my presentation, and thank you.